All right. Time to get this show on the road. That. Copy that. Perfect. No, that's the wrong folder. That's why. Trailblazers. All right, now, come on. Pop out that. Then we should be about ready to go. Close. There's observatory. Crewman Vasco. Enable chit chat. Enable chit chat. Interaction mode on. Interaction mode on. Crewman Ripley. Enable chit chat. Alright. Alright, let's get rolling because we got a short stream today. Vasquez off to a start today. Start monitor. Galaxy map. We're on B7A. I think I finished it yesterday. Nope. Alright. Yeah, I did finish it yesterday, but we can hop out just to be sure. Come on. Seriously? Why is this a thing recently? Okay, I guess we're already going to have to load back to the main menu and... Because it is not going to load out of the ship there. That is obnoxious. Alright, we're done. That's all I was trying to verify. Landing gear. Clear the mass lock. I just more outside of the VR. No, it's not a VR thing. It's getting more noticeable recently in the normal version of the game too. Man, let's get out of here and check our next system.
Leaving system.
But now voice attack is coming through properly. Perfect. Good. Yeah, I don't know what causes it. It's recently it's been getting a little worse. System cartography.
System cartography.
Right. Got ourselves a gas giant. There they are. Gonna start me off with a dud or some good luck today, game? Looks like we might have something. Gonna have to actually get a scan on the planet there to determine if it's worth landing. Belt cluster, alright. Now this is probably going to be the rest of the planets. Alright, so there's our gas giant. Icy body. 17, 18, and 19. Tussie is potentially worth a look. Laminae bacterium. Excuse me, Laminae bacterium. Orioles concha. So, potentially 7 million. That's going to be the only thing I'm really looking for, though. Chris who? 07. How are you, sir? Or madam?
Welcome to the dark side.
Oh, thank you for the sub, Edris. So yeah, we're really just looking for one signal to pop on this planet, and if it doesn't, I'll move on. I am not interested in hunting down the rest of the relatively low-value crap that's on this planet. Okay. Give me dayside and 4 probes. Well, that'll just be a 1, a 2, and a 3 then. Could probably have done that one with 2 probes, honestly. And what I was hoping for is not present. We're leaving. Next system en route.
Next system en route.
Engage jump drive.
Frameshift now engaged.
I'm not scouring around that planet for a bunch of stuff that's worth $1 million.
Interstellar travel mode engaging now. Hyperspace velocity reached.
The total value on that would have been, yeah, about 7 million total value on the planet. Alright, we need to tank up, so we will pause right here. And no need to max out the scoop. System scan.
Compiling data now.
Now, let's just hope everything's not right behind the star, because I do want my fuel. Unfortunately, oh, no, there we go.
Full
Yeah,
ahead.
I am using, what did you hear that made you think I said that? I am using Vasco and Ripley as my crew members for the voice packs. This planet's getting landed on. That's going to be blocked. The others are, in fact, behind the star. Let's finish this scan real quick, and then we are definitely landing on planet or body 2. Nothing. But nobody has been here before, so this should be a first footfall. Okay, only the one, but it's more than worth it. Because this should be a Let me do my math real quick. There should be 42 million credits on this planet. How's everybody doing this fine Friday, chat? It is the weekend. Looks like we're coming up on the night side of the planet. That's fine. I'll scan it and we'll move around. Or no, maybe we are on the day side. Still out of range. Not bad, blazing my trail. Oh, colonization. 6 probes, huh? So a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That'll be the planet scan done. I just finished a space station in my in my colony last night on my alt. Obviously, I'm not doing any colonization stuff with this character. Oh. That's kind of unusual. Ugh, I hate looking for biologicals on night sides. Let's orbit real quick and see if that's can be remedied. That's a really small dot. My days off are Wednesday and Thursday. Today is my first day back at work. And I have my multi-accounts for a very specific reason. Part of it is so that if I want to do basically what I want to do, like go exploring or something on stream, I'm with this main account, and then my other account is still in the bubble where I can access all the things that I need to make tutorial videos and things like that. Because taking this account back to the bubble for a tutorial video right now would be extremely aggravating and not feasible. Like, I don't have hours to sit here flying back and forth just to do that. I remember back in the day, I had a I was working for the bank. I had a 4x10. That was a great schedule. Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, off Saturday, Sunday. Prepare for landing.
Diverting power to requested systems.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, you get out here on an exploration trip like this, and it's like, you don't want to cut it short or, you know, go back, because it ain't. I'm in the Galactic Center sector. It is not a short trip home, even with the Neutron Star Highway. And this is why we're here. Man, I miss the minigame this used to have in the beta. Alright, so we gotta clear 500 meters for our next sample. Shouldn't be too hard.
Welcome to the dark side.
Thank you for the sub, Crazy Who. Much appreciated. I know. That's actually the reason I'm doing this too, is colonization has finally convinced me that I want a carrier. Because even with a Type 9, the hauling has been getting a bit tedious. There's one. This particular bacteria is usually not that hard to... I mean, I've got a 724 Type 9. I have a cutter. I just don't fly it. I have it in the Clipper just because, basically. Like, my 3 most common ships these days, unless I need to move a Type 9 or a cutter's worth of cargo, is the Mandalay, the Type 8, and I have a fully engineered combat corvette. Excuse me, why are we stuttering? Yeah, the Type 8's great. You can stuff a stupid amount of cargo into that thing. Hit the side thrust a little too hard there. Yeah, the Type 8 and the Mandalay are fantastic. Both of them. I do enjoy the Cobra Mark V, but I just haven't gotten around to doing anything engineering-wise to that thing. And then the Corvette's around in case something needs to be made to go boom. Landing gear.
Retracting docking modules.
Next system.
Pull your finger out, you lazy bastard!
Clear the mass lock.
Power to engines. Boosting engines. Diverting power to engines. Stand by. Power balanced.
That's unfortunate. That command is fantastic, if you can see your target, because it will boost you until it thinks you're clear of, until it knows you're clear of mass lock, and then it'll automatically try to jump to your next target, which is great. Engage FSD. Yeah, the Mark V is a fun little ship. I prefer it to the Mark IV. It's got better weapon convergence, for one thing.
Jumping to next system. Hyperspace velocity reached.
Oh, these voice packs have a command that's called Clear Mass Lock. They'll divert power to the engines, keep on boosting until they're clear of mass lock, and then try to engage the jump drive. And it's basically, if you're on a planet and you can see where you're going, it's a lazy way to just point your ship straight up and then get out of dodge. Right, we're going to be moving right on through this system. That command also works great for leaving space stations.
Making the jump to light speed. Hyperspace jump engaging.
So you set up sick. I've had a lot of time to work on it. I've been playing this game for way, way too long. Oh, hello. Sorry, I wasn't expecting you to be there. I never did look to see if there's any interesting galactic phenomena or interstellar phenomena in this sector.
Jumping.
I had quite enough of neutron stars on the way out here. Alright. I'll take a quick pause on scanning right here while I... Notable stellar phenomenon index. Mollusks, plant seed pods, no. Locations, yes, I did mean that. This should be the right website. If it'll load. Yeah, this one's not loading. All right. Interesting. Ah, okay. That's Codex. When Galactic regions types of knife. Nothing close to us, unfortunately. I'm not in the mood to go several thousand light years out of my way. So that means that the closest actual super interesting thing to where we are right now is actually Sagittae itself. And been there. No desire to slam my face into a black hole again. The only other thing would be to continue on to Beagle Point, which again, been there. No desire to slam my face into the Galactic Rift. Again, Waterworld, you'll be getting mapped. Potentially another Waterworld here. Icy body. Yep, this looks like we might have... Awesome. We've got 2 water worlds. So, body 4 is our next target after this. Never been to the Galactic Center. That's way too... Hell, it's worth it for plotting a route at economical instead of fastest and just, you know, taking 100 jumps to go 20, 30 light years. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you get the point, because you hit all these planets that I can't remember the last time I hit a system out here that somebody else had been in on this trip. It has to have been a week or more. So in addition to all the guaranteed first footfall money, all of the regular cartographic data that I'm pulling in is worth more. Now, it's not as much as exobiology, but it's still worth a pretty penny. I wish that they would buff some of the universal cartographic stuff a little bit, because the scan prices are way out of line with what exobiology is. Like, to an absurd degree. Like, I scan water worlds just because they're still decent money, but this is going to be 3.9 mil. I mean, it's nothing compared to exobiology. We might not get all this one. This is a pretty good sized planet. Now I'm going to have to move in a little closer. Looks like up by that pole. That should do it. And then body 4 was the other one. Alright, so we'll get a full scan on this one, and then we can move on.
Welcome to the dark side.
Well, and Steve, thank you for the sub. To double check that. Much appreciated. I only got 3 jumps left on this current route, and I'll have to try and plot another one. The route plotter does not work well this close to the center of the galaxy. It never has, and it's never really gotten any better. I don't know if they are going to ever do anything about it. Here, another 7. Alright. Let's see if that gives us a little more coverage. At least that gives me one to play with. Oh, yeah. Next system en route.
System destination locked.
Engage jump drive. Moving on a whopping 1.78 light years.
Jump. Jumping to next system.
Thank you, Ripley. I got a nice fuel star. And what do we have as far as bodies here? 16. Alright, decent chance for us to find something. Let's pull away from the star, as is standard procedure. System scan.
Completing system scan for cartography.
Not good odds in this system. A lot of this is in the icy body spectrum. It doesn't hurt to have this full spectrum data, and since you need it, or I need it to trigger ED Observatory, or even make my own observations, it's not a waste of time, but I don't think we're going to get any biological signals in this system. Could always be wrong, but those are belts. Nope, not surprising. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes this, on these trips.
Jumping to light speed.
Got a bright boy at the end of this jump. Yikes. That is probably this whole system done. You get one like that, it's generally 1, 2, 3. We may have one planet here. Probably a gas giant. No? I mean, it is one planet, but it's a high metal. I was going to say, the question is, where's its hiding? There it is. Alright. Moving on. Yeah, we're going to have to plot a new route. That's going to be fun. Y'all will get to see the pain of plotting near the Galactic Center.
Hyperspace jump.
We're over 3 billion potential credits. All right. Oh, no, this is interesting. What else we got down here? Carbon dioxide landable terraformable landable atmosphere. All right. Still not worth scanning. Rocky body. High metal content. I don't think we have any life biological signs in this system either. We do, but it's not worth anything. Fair enough. Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography. Oh, look at them all. Pretty lights everywhere. We must visit them all.
Oh, God, Vasco, save me. Alright, so if we want to head towards Sagittarius A more... Okay, there we go. So we're going 89 light years. It's going to take 38 jumps. Whereas this ship could make that in one jump, because that's half of its max range. But this guarantees we hit all those little systems in there that nobody has ever visited.
Jumping to next system. Hyperspace.
Alright, clearly star. System scan.
Adding information to database.
Okay, well, right off the bat, we have a hit, but nothing terribly exciting. Let's get these belt clusters out of the way. Nope. 11, 12, and the last one. Here's the frustrating thing about exobiology. We've got 4 potential biologicals in this system, but all of them are only worth 1,000,000 credits. So it's not worth.
Entry guidance computations complete.
That's a neutron star. And it's 3 stars. Moving on.
Jump.
Not a neutron star this time. No, that looks like that is actually. Yep. We intersect the neutron star highway again by accident. Although I have run into some fairly interesting neutron systems over the years, so never like count them out in terms of discovery. It's just not likely that you're gonna find much. Not what I expected, but that's full spectrum scans, money in the bank.
Leaving system.
And that's where cartographic data actually really does add up, is if you're doing a trip like this. Just the absolutely stupid amount of scan data that you end up with. God, look at that star field. It was worth the look. Kevin knows why I love to scan everything. Yeah, the star field is... it's fantastic this close to the center. Just gonna scoot right on by you there, Neutron Star. I don't need your services today. Thank you.
Leaving system.
Wow. That might be the first time I've ever heard the overheat warning start to go off in the Mandalay. But 6 years getting back into Elite this weekend. Nice. There's a lot of good reasons to play the game right now. FDev seem to have finally woken up a little bit. Oh god, Elite to this day, there are 2 games I use to show off VR. One is Half-Life Alyx because I own an Index, and the other is this game. Yeah, Elite is just mind-numbingly cool in VR. Another good game that's good to show off in VR, at least... Ooh, that's an interesting hit. At least to pilots, is Flight Sim. Because Flight Sim 2020 and Flight Sim 2024 in VR are both something special, but... Alright, let's have a look at that planet. Ooh, that's a lot. We're going to scan this puppy and see what actually comes out. A1E. Yeah, no, you don't need super fancy VR for Elite. You just need a pretty decent, like, you know, just a headset that can keep an okay frame rate and you'll be fine. It's interesting to me that we've got so many people coming back to Elite, because I literally just made a video the other day about, is 2025 a good time to play Elite? And we've had a lot of interesting comments on it. Just in general on stuff recently with Elite. I will say, if you guys are just jumping back in, colonization is a pretty gnarly grind, so just be aware of that before you even think about trying it. Like, it's neat. It's cool to be, like, crafting my own system, but it is a gnarly, gnarly grind, especially the first station you set up. They've got some glitches that they're working out, yeah. The problem is that, they still have their old grind mentality, and it is all over colonization. Let's see. So that scan blew out, yeah, the 7.7 mil, 10.3 mil contacts not present. Yes, just blaze it, crazy. So we're not going to bother with this planet. Next system en route.
Locking system destination.
Engage jump drive. Engage jump drive.
Hyperspace jump.
I'm being a little picky on what we actually go down the planet surfaces for, because the 1-point-something millions and the 2-point-something millions just
complete.
Ain't worth it. Once we have guild capabilities, yeah, I mean, Honestly, I could have gotten my colonization stuff done a whole lot quicker if my squadron weren't lazy and, you know, wanted to do anything but pew-pews, pirate hunting. A fleet carrier also helps a lot. That's actually why I'm out here. Colonization finally convinced me of the need for a fleet carrier. I really hope that with this Vanguard thing they're doing, though, we get more guild-like options. Because right now, a squadron is just a list of names on a page and a menu in the game, and that's about it. Missed something over there. Oh, there's another gas giant snugged up right here in this view. Alright, we're done with that little cluster. Okay, got quite a few signals here. So, nested moon. Icy body. Nope. No hits in this system. If you have the money, I cannot recommend doing getting a Mandalay for exploration enough. This
Jumping
thing is
to light speed.
insanely good.
Making the jump to light speed.
Especially if you land in a system that has stuff that's a long ways apart, this ship is a lifesaver. Two, that's gonna be the stars.
Jumping.
Okay, come on, give me something good. Or give me a neutron star. Damn it. Yeah, let's not. The biggest things I love it for, and I can see the wings thing. I love that it's got such a small footprint. It's real easy to land on planets. And its travel capabilities in Super Cruise Overcharge are absolutely insane. Like and all my ships these days have
Jumping to
SCO
next
drives in
system.
them. There's nothing that even comes close to the Mandalay. And that's even counting the fact that SCO drives are a nightmare in some of the older ships, like the Corvette is like trying to wrestle a bear in SCO. Alright, game, it's been a little while since we had a decent system. Give me something. Nope, come on. Alright, where's the last one? Well, we at least got a metal water world to map. Pretty nice looking planet from here, too. Alright. Alright, that should be done with that. Next system.
Stand by, locking target and setting course.
Engage FSD. Engage FSD.
Activated.
0.6 light years. That might be the shortest jump I can remember in, I don't know how long.
Leaving system. Frameshift now engaged.
Six, okay. Alright, give me some hits. Nope. Two A is worth scanning. Two A has a couple things on it that are worth. Alright, let's throttle back a little. The one problem with the star map density in this part of the galaxy is and that's why I have my orbit lines on, is it's hard to see sometimes when you're approaching your targets or not. Because normally I would fly without orbit lines. Okay. Whether or not we hit the planet surface all depends on this scan. Looks like she might be worth it. Let's see about finding these concha, because that is the decent moneymaker for this planet. All right. Let's get down there and see what we can see. Prepare for landing.
Redistributing power.
Night vision.
Complying.
Aha, night vision.
Confirmed.
All right. There's our first footfall. $150 you say? We could probably handle this one on foot then. Haven't seen anything else. There are some space mushrooms on this planet that are worth... well, it depends. There's two types that could potentially be here. Yeah, that right there is one of the things I love about the Mandalay. Trying to land an exploration condo right there would have been a freaking nightmare. I mean, that was a quick 38 million. Not seeing anything else, and really nothing else that's on this planet is valuable enough to spend a ton of time looking around for. So, landing gear? Landing gear.
Raising landing gear.
Next system.
I'm calculating the best route now.
Clear the mass lock.
That's already done.
Right as I said the command. Thank you, Ripley. Engage jump drive.
Engaging drive.
Alright. This wasn't much, but, I mean, 38 million is 38 million.
Interstellar travel mode engaging now. Interstellar travel mode engaged.
Okay. 13 bodies. System scan.
Adding information to database.
Well, thought I saw something else in there. Nope. Come on. This is definitely looking like a bust. Or not. All right. That's planet 1B. Let's see what we got. Potentially 17 million or so on this planet prior to the ×5 multiplier for being the first to turn stuff in. So whether or not we track it all down now, because some of it may not be here and some of it's 1 million credits, you know, relatively low value. This will take 2 probes. Small planet, though. So it does make it easier to find everything if we so choose. First probe got 70% of the planet.
Certainly, Commander.
Oh, I actually missed with the second one. Now, the big question is, which Tubus is this going to be? Because there's a large difference in potential values of the 3 that could be on the surface of this planet. We're going to keep our fingers crossed for the top 2, but you never know. All right. Let's see what we get down here. Prepare for landing.
Gear down and slowing. The ship's yours to dock.
All right, well, we've got bacteria. Ah, that's a good sign. This is going to be the 7 million one, I think. Yep. And these things have a pretty good separation, so... is growing right here? Type of tussock that's worth only $1 million. Caught the landing gear on this plant.
Affirmative.
No, I didn't say. Alright. There's one. What is this over here? Which one are you? $1 million. Tempted to just go ahead and burn that sample. But given that we do know where there is more of it, I think we'll use the ship. I don't feel like running 400 meters. If there was some close that I could see, maybe, but... "200 meters is kind of an unusually wide separation for that particular genus." There we go. And that'll do it for this planet. Landing gear.
Retracting landing modules.
Next system.
Locking system destination.
Power to engines.
Powering engines.
Engage jump drive.
Engaging.
That wasn't too bad. That was 43 million.
Making the jump to light speed. Interstellar velocity at maximum.
Oh goody, that looks like a neutron star. That'll be... There are a couple planets in this system. Nothing super special, though. Whoa. That is what I get for not paying close enough attention. %100% my fault. Let's try that again.
Interstellar travel mode engaging now.
There we go.
Frame shift now engaged. No anomalies detected.
Oops, 17 bodies detected. System scan.
Compiling data now.
Orbital plane. There it is. Nothing useful. Okay, that looks like everything that was in that cluster. And ooh, there we go. We got an Earth-like. Very nice. Might as well scan the water world. Chat's dead, everybody's vibing. I don't mind it. If everybody's playing Elite, then you're all occupied with your own stuff. Alright, so we got an Earth-like and a water world in the same system. I just wish that some of the biosignals that came up in the system had also been worth something. Unfortunately, they were not. Alright. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is probably overkill right there, but we've got an efficiency target of 7, so we've got room to play with. Oh yeah, we got this. Next system.
No, you daft bugger!
So, I mean, that's 15 million or so out of that system from the 2 planets, so it's not a complete bust.
Hyperspace jump.
And 1. Engage jump drive.
Charging.
Look, one commander hall and watching the other commander streaming from the center using Galaxy Link. I mean,
Jumping to next system.
that's probably a thing that commanders would really do. Like watching Space Twitch. Sitting there hauling gear, hauling stuff, being like, man, this guy looks like he's having way more fun than me. Okay, we're like 4 levels deep on the Zoom right now.
Welcome to the dark side.
C just subscribed. Thank you. Welcome.
You're welcome.
That means all the rest of this nonsense is, Good lord, that's a lot of belt clusters. Like I said, we were like 4 levels deep there on the Zoom.
Jumping to next system. Maximum velocity engaged.
Look at this, like watching porn while having sex. Alright, let's get the scan off. Two stars with nothing around them.
Entry guidance computations complete.
Or is it more like my dog? He's just like laying next to me, just staring unblinkingly at the ceiling. You okay, buddy? You bored out of your mind? I think you are. Here we go, 18 planets. Okay. That's a gas jet. Class 1. I have that same problem. I look at chat and I end up looping. You know, a good friend that played this game all the time and said, you know, if you're hauling cargo, they're tactical loops to make sure the pirates have a harder time getting behind you. Really? Class 4 gas giant. Look at that radius. 3,417 Earth masses. It's a big planet.
Leaving system. Jumping to light speed.
Oh look, another neutron star. Interesting mix of planets here. Bacterium. Not worth much. Rocky ice. Ice. And we got one life sign, but it's not worth much. Next system. Next system.
Your next destination.
Well, let's clear the star by going out this time. Steel and titanium. I was actually having issues sourcing titanium for the very end of my last project I finished.
Jumping to light speed.
I was shocked, but as soon as I have enough construction points, I am building an asteroid base at the edge of a gas giant with some good rings in my system. Hopefully it'll start producing some materials in system for me. I've already got some ground facilities in, and I can work on the other requisites if I need to. But I'd like to actually have some stuff be made in system. That would be great. What I'm really angling towards is trying to figure out how to make one of my ground facilities make CMM composites.
Jumping to next system. Frame shift drive engaging.
Yeah, they finally sent them. But the one closest to me is not actually that convenient. Like, I think it's Trailblazer. Where's the launcher? Yeah, Trailblazer Song is nearest my system, and Trailblazer Song isn't actually all that close. Like, I can get there, but I can also get to, like, 9 other systems that have pretty decent ports. And less jumps. I really thought we cleared that star by enough, but geez, no. Man, we are just not doing good on biological signals.
Leaving system.
The only thing that I regret right now with colonization is I would love to place a couple more ground facilities, and I can't do it. See, I put like, I don't know, I had like 4 things going simultaneously after my main starport because there's no time limit on them. So, oh, oops, let's kill that. I just need enough tier 2 construction points to make my asteroid base. Come on now, game.
Leaving system.
At least we're getting the FSS data of it. I would prefer some decent exodology. Okay, 34 in this system.
Locking next star system.
One would really hope that we could pick up at least some biosignatures in this system. Complaining you shall receive, but it's all 1 million credit stuff.
Unable to comply.
Okay. Nothing there. The yellow pop-ups are from Elite Observatory's Bio Insights plugin. I've used Elite Copilot, but in some ways I find its interface to be a little too cluttered. Yeah, BioInsights is great, especially because when if you guys have noticed, when I'm actually on a planet, it tells me how far between samples and keeps track of the distance we've traveled, which is probably the greatest single contribution to exobiology. Alright. We've got an interesting amount of stuff that's apparently orbiting by itself. No? You all... Ah, you're a couple layers deep. There's 32. There's 33, and there is 34. Done. That's a lot. Let's take a look at our scans. Bacterium 1.15, Funticulae 1.8, Bacterium Funticulae same, Bacterium Funticulae same. It's the exact same thing on 4 planets. It's worth a whopping total of 2.96 million, which is not worth going down there and running down all those samples. Probably made that much just off the scan of the system. No brain cells left today to install it.
Jumping to next system.
Make sure you do pick up the BioInsights plugin for it. There is a botanist mode that comes with it, but it's not what I'm using, because BioInsights also has a page that keeps track of how much credits things should potentially be worth. Which is how I know that I'm should be sitting on a pretty healthy balance right now when I get home. It even has a toggle for first sample or not, which is extremely useful. It is kind of similar to Copilot. I just like the simplified interface more. Part of that's because I've already got enough going on with everything for stream. Like, I don't need another gigantic... Whoo-hoo-hoo! Oh, I don't need another gigantic menu there. We will be going to B6 shortly and keeping our fingers super crossed. That's what I've been waiting all day to see pop up on my scanner. If nothing else in this system has a hit, and that is really there, that is fine by me. Where's this gas giant at? Okay, Planet B6, please don't let me down. It's gonna let me down, I know it. It's gonna be one of those scans that pops back with only one biosignature. Nope, it's really there. Perfect. Other than Copilot, HUD color, and the Spire anymore, you know, use. There's not any more that I use. The Copilot is the one out there that you can use to get pretty complicated with. Seems like there's something that's slipping my mind. I have to look at my notes real quick because I keep tabs on a lot of them. And a lot of them are pretty niche, like the fleet carrier plugin. That's really the only ones that I'm keeping track of. Mystic! Hello on Twitch. 450. You're on a 7-stream streak. Go Mystic. I'm good, Mystic. I'm good. Alright, so what are we looking for? Stratum Tectonicus. About to get paid. Prepare for landing.
Balancing power back to engines, systems, and weapons.
Oh, and there they are. Today has been sweet. Okay, Mystic, how's up? First footfall, nice. $19 million base credit times 5. Bleach Rebirth of Souls, you say? Now you decide the terrain's unsuitable. The bacterium on this planet are actually worth scanning too. They're not worth a ton, but if we're right on top of them. Okay. One more of those. It should be right over here. Back to Twitch chat. Mystic, I don't know what type of game is that. Because I haven't seen anything Bleach in a long time. Alright, here we go. Third sample. 95 million in the bank. I'm not seeing any bacteria around. We won't worry about it. It's only 1.5 mil, so. Landing gear.
Retracting modules.
Next system.
Selecting next destination.
Power to engines.
Power to
Boost.
engines.
Afterburners.
Boost.
So it's a fighting game, or? Gotcha. Alright, let's clear this. And we're off to our next system. That was completely worth it, though.
Jump.
All right. So we've got a fair few planets here. Let's get scanning. There's a gas giant in this mess somewhere that we didn't scan. Or not. There's one. Okay. Getting some interesting hits in this system. Okay, what else? Nope. Nope, nested moon. It's going to take me a minute to sort through all the stuff that could potentially be in this system. Jeez. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to rule out those two, and that one and that one. B and C potentially have some worth. We'll get scans on them and see. If we get a really good roll on planet B, it could be worth 90-something million credits. That's also assuming that I have the patience to collect everything that's on it, and that we do get that really sweet roll. Which I don't think we're going to god roll that planet. Efficiency target 4 probes. 1, 2, 3. Alright, well that knocks this planet out of the running. The two highest value didn't pop, so over to planet B we go. Whoops, should have cut that a lot earlier. The thing is, though, I still get the planetary map, so we don't lose a ton by stopping to map these planets, even if we end up not going down to them. Alright, Planet B, you are potentially very interesting and very annoying, so let's see what you got. About 45 minutes left in the stream. I'm wrapping early today because we're heading out of town for the weekend. Which also means no streams this weekend. And we're starting Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Switch on Monday. But I am still going to work in 1 day a week, at least, of Elite. And potentially some Monster Hunter on the weekends. Did that only... That's weird. And all the valuable stuff did not spawn on Planet B. Next system.
Selecting next destination.
Engage jump drive.
Engaging jump. Entry guidance computations complete. Interstellar travel mode engaging now.
That's a shame. There was some interesting looking stuff in that system, but you never know what's there until you actually get the planetary scan off. Hello, neutron star. Alright. Oh yeah, here's everything else. Okay, we have potential reason to visit 2 planets. A3. Nope, but we have good reason to visit B5 and B6. Talk about loops of shame. Tactical loops. Guys, tactical. Alright, B5. You should be almost a guarantee. Right, B5 is going to be quite profitable for us. Yes, I'm aware of the impact. It's alright, we're not actually going to crash. Alright. Let's see what's down here. So we're looking for bacteria first and foremost. Prepare for landing.
Redistributing power. Loading landing gear.
Looks like we may have run across the other first, but that's okay because I see both. And we can grab both if they're at this density. So this planet's going to be worth about 11.5 mil times 5. There's the first footfall. Why do I keep saying football? We definitely don't want to be running around out here in our suit too much. But considering the density of everything, this is not going to be too hard. Alright, so that's sample 2. We've got a really decent planet here. What I'm picking up now is worth 3.1 mil, and then we've got the bacteria, the Informum, that's worth 8.4. So the total planet value should be about 11.5. And then multiply that times 5 for the first footfall. And now we gotta do the bacteria, which will be even easier. Of course, now I say that I gotta find a sample of the bacteria. But they aren't exactly hard to spot. There's one. Yeah, no, tentacle plants. Respawn to this real quick. Alright. That should hold them over. You get a little extra cash if you scan with your ship. Do you? That's a new one on me. There's our 8.4 mil. There's one. Oh, you do. 2,500 credits. Interesting. Somewhat worth. Codex entries. I actually did not know that. Thank you. Well, I guess we'll go scan our tentacle plant friends with the scanner then. I always appreciate learning something new. Although with this game in particular, it is very rare that somebody can teach me something new about it. Okay, so yeah, it's once per. Cool. Come on. I mean, every little bit of credits helps. I'm never going to deny that. That's this planet done. We'll have a look at B6, because B6 has got one of the true pain in the ass ones on it, if it's there. Speaking of cell bonuses, I got super lucky with my first massive Discovery cash-in. Now, this was back before they had exobiology, and Discovery didn't pay near as much, but I managed to come back from Distant Worlds 2, from Beagle Point, with all of that exploration data. Well, there was a community goal going on where the station was accepting cartographic data for double the normal payouts. Yeah, but the thing is, like I said, that was a while ago. Exploration did not pay like it does now. So, I mean, that ended up being about 700 million credits. Alright, target's not on the planet. I'm not wasting any more time with it. Next system.
Locking next star system.
Engage FSD. I mean, exobiology is like the way to go these days, but
Jumping.
that didn't exist then. It was back before Odyssey was even mentioned. Let's see what we got. Nothing. Somebody asked me the other day if I was going to do Distant Worlds 3 when it starts. Like, no. Keeping up with Distant Worlds turns Elite into a job.
Interstellar travel mode engaging now. Hyperspace jump.
Alright, what do we got? 15. It's a lot for a neutron star system. Means we've got a pretty significant secondary star, probably. You know, they've talked about wanting to make it easier for new players to kind of get on board with the game. Part of that is the ARC's pre-built ships. That's one of their ways of getting you into a career more easily. Earth-like. And I think that's part of what Vanguard is going to be all about. Come on, 2 more. We got 1 more planet somewhere. I don't consider it pay to win either. It's pay to skip the grind. That has been a very interesting conversation. Oh, 30,000 light seconds. How I laugh at thee. Honestly, I find a lot of the people that tend to get up in arms about the, quote, pay-to-win thing are players that have been around for a really, really, really long time. 07 Dizzy Web. And just don't like the idea of somebody skipping some of the grind, but there's grind and then there's grind. Like paying to get a Type 9, you skip some grinding, but you know, you've got yourself a cargo ship and probably not a lot of money if you just straight up paid for it. and I've tested these ships, no pre-built combat ship that they've put in the game is going to stand up to a combat ship that a commander has purpose engineered. Like, my Corvette can burn through the Python Mark II in about 45 seconds. So the people that get up in arms about that are just being silly. I don't mind letting people pay for the ships because it gives FDev more money to do more cool things with. Like I said in my video the other day, I'm a simple man. I want FDev to give me more shiny space toys to play with. And if they have the money to give me more shiny space toys, I'll be happy. That is one scanned Earthlake. Next system.
Pull your finger out, you lazy bastard!
Hey, Vasco, no need to get so worked up, man. Take our epic 2.5 light year jump here. So, no biosignatures in that
Jumping to
last
next system. Faster than light velocity reached.
Thank you, Ripley. Nine. All right. System scan.
Okay.
Everything is right here, it looks like. Or a lot of it. Well, no, those are all the belt clusters out of the way. What do we got right there? HMC. HMC. That's our gas giant. And looks like the rest of the planets are mostly right here. So nothing super interesting in this spoke too soon system. Alright. That is an interesting planet. Let's go have a scan of it and see what's actually there. We got him hooked, but got Odyssey 2, and he managed everything way faster than I back in the day, and he's actually considered getting ARC ships. They're not terrible ships. Some of them are definitely built better than others. There's always going to be, pros and cons to them, and there's going to be things that people have, like some of the engineered modules you can get for community goals. Like, I'm rocking 2 of those on this ship right now. So some wide rings on that gas giant. Not to bother unless you. I mean, I think FDev can use all the help they can get at some points. It is FDev after all. we're going to be on this planet for a while if it spawns a bunch of stuff. Well, I say a while. I've only got 15 minutes left on today's stream, but 2 and 3. That's probably not happening. Oh god, everything spawned on this planet. Oh lordy. Well, there's still a lot of uncertainty here, and let's start out by looking for... What's the osseous on this planet? Not a good one. Fuck me, we're just gonna have to land and see. And the highest value thing that's spawning on this planet is one of the ones that's damn hard to find. Oh, I know. I have several friends, good friends, that have streamed with me for years that live in the UK. Alright, there's all kinds of stuff that could have spawned down here, so we're just going to have to get low and look. Prepare for landing.
Landing gear is down and locked.
And that's the large consensus, Disney Web. You know, I've put up a couple polls on the YouTube channel about it, and some of the videos. That seems to be the large consensus. There is a vocal minority of very angry people, though, that does continually show up, and I think they need to chill out some. It's annoying because the Osseous has... let's see. These are often very easy to spot from a distance, though, and we have got tons of other stuff around here. Their separation's 800 meters. That's the fungus. I see the bacteria. I've seen the Frutexa, I think. I'm not above ditching this Osseous sample for something more high value. Because that is literally the only one I've seen. Alright, we are going to land right here. I'm going to ditch that sample and we're going to pull these. Slow down, slow down. Come on. Got a good voice to make some money with it. Let's get out of the ship. Come on. Part of the reason I make YouTube videos. Alright, we're going to have to overwrite this sample, but I don't really care. Alright, we got the cactoid. They're everywhere, so this will be easy. There's some more. Whoop. A little too far. A little further out than I meant, but whatever. Come on the line, please. There. There's a lot to unpack in terms of the, quote, lower costs. I was a business major, don't get me started, but largely cost of living, corporate taxes, wage, general market elasticity. There's a lot to unpack there, but... Come on, sample. But in general, I think the point was, if FDev had a more favorable economic circumstances, is what you're talking about. Ah, Kingdom Come Deliverance. I need to finish the second one of those. That is a fun game. I don't feel like riding that far. Lazy space pilot. Oh, CDPR. There's an example of a studio that almost killed themselves. That Cyberpunk launch. Them and the No Man's Sky team. What's the bacteria on this planet? Nope. Not worth. Whoops, is that just casually the one that I'm looking for? Come on. Are you just casually what I'm looking for? Looks like it might be. Yep. Sure was. May have to do this from the ship. Because I do hate just running. Although, what is that field right behind? That looks like, actually, what we've already sampled. It is. Come on. Video. I'm skipping the 50 series cards. Not giving him that much money this year. They can kiss my ass. One more on this. And all right. That'll do it for this planet. Not too bad. I'm not going to worry about the Osseous. It's not worth that much. Landing gear.
Retracted.
Power to engines.
Complying.
Afterburners.
Boosting now.
Engage FSD.
Frame shift drive engaging.
Next system.
Locking system destination.
Except you didn't. Next system.
No, you daft bugger!
Engage FSD.
Drives engaging.
And this will be our last jump. It is time for me to wrap up because I gotta get ready to leave town. We'll be back on Monday with a Switch game because I am a Xenoblade
Leaving
Chronicles
system.
fanatic. And Xenoblade Chronicles X
Jumping.
Definitive Edition is out. But, as I said, we will be working in one day of Elite a week at least. And the Elite videos on the YouTube channel won't stop coming. And potentially some Monster Hunter Wilds if I can ever get those two slackers that play it with me to get online. But, for now, we'll give this system a honk so we know what we're dealing with. Give her a quick FSS scan so that next time I reload Elite Observatory, I know what the hell I'm doing. And that'll be us done for the afternoon. Hello. Gas giant with ammonia-based life. Watch this system have nothing. That would actually be preferable because I'm liable to forget what the hell I'm doing by the time we play again. HMC. You're the other gas giant. Alright. And plenty of stuff around it. What else we got? Random planet here. Random planet there. One more. No, two more. Which would be you. And you. Alright, folks. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the follows. Don't forget to join the Discord if you want to keep up with everything or chat with me and the rest of my crew about Elite because we have a couple very knowledgeable people in there. And I'll be back on Monday. I'm going to the beach for the weekend, so y'all have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you on Monday.